We've been reporting quite a bit of the troubles going on at IDW Comics, and there's been a lot of troubles going on. IDW, of course, got delisted from the stock exchange. They've fired more than a third of their employees. They've promoted Heather Antos in this situation, and they've cut off their entire line of creator-owned comics. Why did they do that? Well, because it wasn't making any money. And so now they're just trying to rely on their licensed properties, which are very expensive, in order to keep going. I don't think it's working very well. It looks like they're trying to hire a new social media manager, which I talked about the other day. And of course, we're not going to see anything change there in the policies that they get into. Now, let's get into what's happening today, at least the rumors that are occurring, and we will talk about why this is bad for IDW. Again, they're on a sinking ship. Absolutely crazy. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. My stock is going up. We keep growing in our subscribers here. We're crushing it. We are the YouTube channel that actually creates the news, that actually finds the stories. We're not the people who just read the articles. I actually write for PJ Media and Bounding Into Comics. Please check those news sources. They're wonderful places. And we do the heavy lifting. We are the front line of entertainment journalism, and you guys are the first people to see what's happening here, and I appreciate you being there. And of course, we're going to be launching our top grift very, very soon. So please do put this in your little comments there. Put your email in and get ready for the launch, because it's going to be a great book by myself and by Mike S. Miller, who worked on Injustice at DC Comics, a beautiful book by itself. Also worked on Game of Thrones. He's one of the heavy hitters in the industry, and we're happy to be working with A-list artists here at the channel. Thank you so much, guys. All right, here it is. Bleeding Cool changed this article a couple times. It was saying originally that IDW was closing its San Diego offices for good. Now it's saying not closing offices in San Diego for good. Very interesting. So there's been rumors going around that they are closing down their San Diego office. Now, their San Diego office was taken over from Wildstorm back in the day, who had their little West Coast operation out here. And this is where they were at. Of course, it sets them close to San Diego Comic-Con. It has an ability to work with Hollywood pretty close with a lot of their licensed properties. It makes sense for them to be out here. Now, here it is. It was originally reported to Bleeding Cool that IDW Entertainment Publishing closed their San Diego offices last week to favor their Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles offices. And that's it. IDW, known for its licensed comics, videos, and cartoons. But in an update to the story, IDW denies closure, saying there's an internal misunderstanding about the office potentially moving in San Diego. So it sounds like they are trying to shut down that San Diego office and move their employees up into the Los Angeles area. They call that a moving, but it is a closure at the end of the day. And this is something that is happening across the board in the comic industry. We're seeing a lot of closures going down, and this is just the latest of them. Now, of course, they don't want to scare their employees. They don't want to tell the employees in San Diego, oh, you might be on the chopping block next round of our layoffs. And so they're trying to, of course, get out there and squash this story from happening. But we'll monitor this, because I don't see them opening up a different office that's of the same size and caliber and all that going on here. IDW's been making rounds of cuts over the last years, so it makes sense that this is happening. So here's another update. After not hearing from IDW for a couple days and getting multiple confirmation pieces, Bleeding Cool ran the article. Multiple confirmation pieces, everybody. After the publication, IDW issued the following statement. Thank you for reaching out. IDW has not closed its San Diego office, which means they might be still. What you've been told about the office being shut down is simply false. Regarding the office, there is an internal misunderstanding. Listen to the corporate speak. Over the company looking into potentially relocate its offices space in San Diego, which means downsize. A move that has not happened yet and may not even happen at all. The office remains open. So they're discussing it. They're discussing more cuts as things are failing and continuing to fail in the comic book industry. And here's Greg Katzman from IDW. He's the senior manager of public relations, making a random comment, which I'm sure has to do with this right here. Whether you're a fan, a retailer, or press, I want to say thank you to everyone who takes the time to read IDW's comics and talk about them, regardless of it being passionate praise or thoughtful, constructive criticism. That's all just feeling appreciative. Thank you. Now, of course, we are big critics of IDW here, and of course, we report the truth. When there's a good comic, we talk about it too. We are the truthful entertainment news here. I reached out to Greg Katzman. I want to try to get him on the channel for an interview here, and of course, you guys should too, and be like, hey, go talk to JDA. He's the leading Hispanic voice in comic journalism at this point. I am. And, it'd be good to get an IDW representative on here to hear the truth of what's going on in the business here, because it's important stuff. Now, Greg used to talk to me when we worked at Valiant Comics. As you know, I was a big Valiant fan from 2012 to about 2017 when Dinesh left the company. And I loved what was going on there originally. It's since been destroyed. I don't think Greg's allowed to talk to me. He doesn't reply to me anymore now that he's at IDW. We know how the Heather Antos effect goes. If you run afoul of Heather, you're blacklisted. And if he talked to me, I'm sure he'd get fired from the company probably. But we want to see. We'd love to hear from him and hear his perspective on things. We'd be very friendly, Greg, if you are watching this video. Leave a comment down below with what you think about IDW here. Are they lying about their offices closing? It smells fishy to me. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for Top Grift, my friends.